Under observation number 13, Chair, is revenue. 13.1 is fines, penalties, and levies. Note 5 to the financial statement disclose an amount of Kenya shillings 1,574,812,000 in the respect of levies, fees, sales, and others. However, no documentary evidence has been provided for verification to confirm the accuracy of these figures. 13.2, loss on sale of assets. Note 20 to the financial statement reflect a negative balance of Kenya shillings 125,000, described as a loss on sale of assets. No workings have been provided to show how the loss on disposal of assets was arrived at. Consequently, the loss of 125,000 for the year ended June 30, 2015 cannot be confirmed. 13.3, gains/losses on foreign exchange. Note 21 to the financial statement shows 9,098,000 described as gain on foreign exchange transactions. However, no evidence has been produced confirming how the gains was determined for the year ended 30 June 2015. 13.4, finance income, external investments. The statement of financial performance reflects an amount of Kenya shillings 150,746,000 under finance income, external investment, and as disclosed under Note 7 to the financial statement, relate to interest income from government securities. The management has not provided evidence to show how 150,746,000 was determined. In the absence of supporting documents or explanation, it was not possible to confirm the accuracy and completeness of Kenya shillings 150,746,000 described as finance incomes dash external investment. 13.5, finance income, outstanding receivables. The statement of financial performance reflects the statement from exchange transaction of Kenya shillings 249,418,000, which includes Kenya shillings 13,685,000 described under Note 8 to the financial statement as finance income, outstanding receivables. However, no supporting document or explanation have been provided for the figure. Consequently, its validity cannot be confirmed. 13.6, other income. The statement of financial performance revenue from exchange transaction balance of Kenya shillings 249,418,000 includes an amount of Kenya shillings 9,004,000 disclosed under Note 9 to the financial statement as other income. However, the management has not supported this figure with documentary evidence. Consequently, the completeness and accuracy of other income of Kenya shillings 9,004,000 cannot be ascertained. Number 14, unsupported expenses. The statement of financial performance for the year ended 30 June 2015 reflect an amount of Kenya shillings 2,101,525,000 under expenses. Audit review of available records, however, reveal variances between identical items balances reflected in financial statement and those reflected in the ledger as detailed below. In regulation and compliance item, sub-item is inspections and surveillance, which are the variance of 217,106. Development and review standards as a variant of 5,744,000. Technical advisory committee as sub-items called collaboration, which have a variance of negative 3,664,292. Stakeholders capacity building at a variance of 45,119,000. Crop census at a variance of 3,663,000. Then we go to market research and development. Under sub-items, market research and development at a variance of 2,358,166. Value additions and promotions at a variance of 35,722,000. Then we go to repair and maintenance at a variance of negative 1,486,041. Total variances, Chair, is 95,081,513. In view of the above, the accuracy and completeness of expenses during the year cannot be confirmed. Number 15, operating and administrative costs, security service providers. Note 17 to the financial statement disclose an amount of Kenyan shillings 541,763,000 described as administrative expenses. Included in the amount is Kenyan shillings 5,057,136 paid to corporate security for providing extra security services to HCDA 6 depots. However, the management has not provided evidence that the firm was contracted in compliance with Section 29, subsection 3 of the Public Procurement and Disposal Act 2005. In addition, no explanation has been provided for terminating the contract of the previous firm, that is MS Eversafe Security. In the absence of evidence, the authority was in breach of the law. Number 16, disbursement to other institutions' expenses. The statement of financial performance reflects an expenditure of Kenyan shillings 430,064,000 disclosed under Note 18 to the financial statement as being amount disbursed to other institutions. However, no documentary evidence has been provided to support the expenditure. Consequently, the propriety of the expenditure cannot be confirmed. Number 17, variance between financial statement and records. The following variants were observed between the financial statement and document provided for audit verification. Item, levies and fees had a variance of 1,129,642. License and permit had a variance of -170. Finance income external investment had a variance of 207,027. Other income had a variance of 28,959. Employee costs had a negative variance of 4,819. Board expenses had a variance of 2,287. Depreciation and amortization had a variance of -28,918. Repairs and maintenance had a negative variance of 1,512. Operating and administrative expenses had a negative variance of 54,491. Disbursement to other institutions had a variance of 1,219,511. Finance costs had a variance of 327. Loss on sale of assets a variance of 122. Gain on forex had a variance of 6,995. Cash and cash equivalent had a variance of 3,440,201. Receivable from exchange transaction had a variance of 2,417,054. Receivable from non-exchange transactions had a variance of 146,043. Property, plant and equipment had a variance of 69,391. Intangible asset at 2,891. Trade and other payable at 759,985. Current provisions at a variance of -310,238. Current portion of borrowing at 54,136. The management has not provided reconciliation statement and any necessary journals for the variances. Thank you, Chair.
The amount of 1 billion.
That's
page 44. We're starting on 13 at page 44.
Yes, we proceed.
So the amount of Kenyan shillings 1,574,812,000 comprises mainly of levies, sales, licenses, permit fees, realized for the period 1st of August 2014 to 30th June 2015. The appendix is there at 13.1, which has the analysis of the levies, the sales, the licenses, and permit fees attached, and it can be shown on page 1666. This has since been also resolved in the year 2017-18 financial year. On 13.2, the workings for the loss on sale of assets is attached. We have the appendix there, which is on page 1844. Again, these matters were resolved in the financial year 2017-18 financial year. On 13.3, gains on losses on foreign exchange. The workings for the loss and the gain and loss on foreign exchange is therefore attached, and the appendix is there on page 1847. On 13.4, that's the finance income. The supporting documents are there for the 150,746,000. They are attached, and this the appendix is there on 13.4, the schedule showing the finance income. They are also to be found on page 1853. On finance income, on that's 13.5. This was interest accrued on short-term deposits by the Coffee Board of Kenya, and the certificate of the balance, ledger transactions, and journals to support the accrued interest are also attached. And the appendix 13.5. This analysis is available for the 13,685,000. It's available on page 1864. Again, the matters were resolved in the 2018-19 financial year. 13.6, that's other income. The supporting documents of 9,004,000 are also attached. This again, the analysis is on page 1876. On 14, tax and supported expenditure, the report and financial statements as at 30th June 2015 were restated in 2017. Therefore, there is the appendix of the restated accounts, unaudited in 2014-15, unaudited in 2015-16, and therefore the audited financial statements for 2016-17 to be found on page 1899. On operating and administrative costs, that's the security service providers. The issue of Cobra Security Fund was brought in upon the defunct HCDA entering into an agreement with FPIC to run the 6 depots. Thereupon, they were awarded the security contract as per award letter and contract attached, who are Messrs. EverSafe, who are providing security services prior to FPIC occupying the park houses. The contract for EverSafe was terminated by giving 1 month's notice as per the contract clause 7.2, which is also attached. There are appendices which have a 15A contract between the defunct HCDA and EverSafe on page 2064. On 15B, letter of termination of contract between HCDA and EverSafe again dated 7 March 2014 to be found on page 2072. Then there is a 15C, which is the award of tender for provision of security services to Cobra Security, dated 28 November 2014, available on page 2074. And finally on that, 15D has a contract between Cobra Security Limited and HCDA on page number 2076. On disbursements to other institutions expense, the disbursements to other institutions amounting to Kenyan 430,064,000 relates to the 321,421,924 disbursed to 2 research institutes and Kenyan 108,608,785 for infrastructure fund in accordance with sharing formulas provided for in the Repeal T Act. We have the appendices thereof. 16A, which is the analysis of the 430,063,709.9 to be found on page number 2085, and 16B, which is the extract of the Repeal T Act highlighting the sharing formula to be found on page number 2087. Chair, on number 17, that's the variances between the financial statements and records. The report of financial statements as of 30th June 2015 were restated in 2017. And there is the appendix there. The restated accounts with the unaudited 2014-15, unaudited 2015-16, and the audited 2016-17 to be found on page number 2093. I submit, Chair.